Hello everyone and welcome back to another daily current affairs session by SSB Crack Exams. I am Chaitanya Purav and I'll be taking you to this session for 2nd of May. So let's start and let me give you a brief about SSB Crack Exams. So we are a one-stop solution for defense examination. You can find all the courses and for detailed information visit our website learn.ssbcrackexams.com. For daily current affairs update and SSB related videos, don't forget to follow us and subscribe our YouTube channel SSB Crack Exams. Follow us on SSB Crack Exams on Instagram and also download our app SSB Crack Exams from Google Play Store for regular and immediate updates. Now let's move ahead. We shall start with the discussion of the question of the day for yesterday's session. So I asked you guys to answer objectives of Pradhan Mantri Bharatiya Jan Aushadhi Pariyojana in previous session. The correct answer for this would be with the objective of PMBJP, which is the short form of this particular Yojana. So the objective of PMBJP, it was started with a view to achieve the objective of making available quality generic medicines at affordable prices to each and every individual, specifically for those people who are financially not in that good condition. Okay. Now moving on to our next news, we'll start the news. So the first news is about government raises minimum support price for minor forest produce, and that too of around 49 of the items. So the order issued by Ministry of Tribal Affairs in New Delhi states that the MSP for MFPs, that is minimum support price, is short form for MSP support for short form for minimum support price, and for MFPs, that is minor forest produce, is revised once in every 3 years by pricing cell constituted under the Ministry of Tribal Affairs. But due to coronavirus pandemic and by taking into consideration the needs of the tribal people and those who are dependent over minor forest produce, government has decided to revise the minimum support price and in fact raise the MSP for MFPs. The increase across various items of minor forest produce ranges from 16% to 66%. So a raise of around 16 to 66% will be given to various these 49 items which have been chosen. It will provide an immediate and much needed momentum to procurement of minor tribal produce in at least 20 different states across the country. Now moving ahead, uh, our next news is about Kisan Sabha app to connect farmers to supply chain and freight transformation management system. And why was this needed, Kisan Sabha app? So farmers are actually looking for help in their harvest, reaching the market, seed fertilizer procurement, etc. and etc. But they are unable to do that. Why? Because of the coronavirus lockdown across nationwide. So a robust supply chain management is urgently required to facilitate the timely delivery of the produce at the best possible prices. So delivery at affordable prices is a must right now, is the need of the hour for the farmers and the producers. So keeping that in mind, Kisan Sabha app has been launched. It is developed by CSIR New Delhi and it has 6 major modules which includes taking care of farmers, mandi dealers, transporters, mandi board members, service providers and consumers. Okay, now moving ahead, India's R&D expenditure and scientific publications is on the rise. So currently, as of now, India is placed third among the countries in scientific publication. By this, I mean the number of scientific publications or technical paper which has been published recently. As far as the number of you can say the publications have been released, according to that, India has been placed at third position in the entire world. This is as per R&D statistics and indicators of 2019-20 period, which is brought out by the National Science and Technology Management Information, which works under Department of Science and Technology. Now, some of the key findings of the report are also we will discuss them also. So, India's gross expenditure in R&D has tripled between 2008 and 2019, which is a very good news, which shows how you can say focus the government is, and how much emphasis the government is trying to give in the advancement of science and technology for this country. Extramural R&D support by central science and technology agencies has also increased significantly. The number of researchers per million population has doubled since the year 2000. India is placed third among countries in scientific publication as per NSF database, like I told you in the previous slide. India is also ranked ninth position in terms of resident patent filing activity in the world, which is led currently by the United States. Right, so this is a very good advancement in the field of science and technology for India. Now, moving ahead, ECI, that is Election Commission of India, will be conducting biennial election to the Maharashtra Legislative Councils by the MLAs or Member of Legislative Assemblies. So ECI reviewed the matter concerning feasibility of conduct of biennial election, whether the biennial election is possible or not, for 9 vacant seats of the MLC by MLAs in the state of Maharashtra. Sri Sunil Arora, who is the current Chief Election Commissioner, joined the meeting, and he held the meeting with other election commissioners. Further, Commission has appointed Chief Electoral Officer Maharashtra as observer for this particular election. Now, if you guys are wondering what is this biennial election, so it is nothing but a term. First of all, this term biennial, uh, for example, we use annual for something which occurs every year, right? Or you can say at a span of 1 year. So similarly, biennial is something which occurs every 2 years. Okay, every 2 years. Now, see what happens is Rajya Sabha members are elected for a term of total of 6 years, right? But almost after every 2 years, 1/3 of them retire, or basically it means that their tenure gets over. So for that biennial election, every 2 year election has to be held, and since it is held every 2 year, then that is why it is named as biennial election. So don't get confused in this. Okay. Okay. So let's move ahead. Now, Railway has started Shramik special trains to move migrant workers amid the nationwide lockdown. So let us see some brief features or characteristic of these Shramik special trains, which will be run by Indian Railways. So special trains to run on request of both the concerned state governments of for sending and receiving stranded person. For example, if some person is from Maharashtra, a labor who is originally from Bihar and is stranded in Maharashtra, so permission from Maharashtra and both Bihar state government both will be taken, and then a special train will be run. Railways and state governments to appoint nodal officers for coordination and smooth operation. So nodal officers will be appointed. Passengers to be screened by sending states, and only asymptomatic person will be allowed to travel. That means a person with zero symptom will only be allowed to travel, and screening will be done of course both at the source and destination point of their journey. Sending states to bring stranded person in batches through sanitized buses will also be allowed. Passengers to mandatorily wear face cover, follow social distancing norms and other precautions which has been issued by the government. Talking about the meals and drinking water, so it will be provided by sending states at the originating station. Railways will ensure social distancing norms and hygiene of the passengers. On longer routes, railways to provide meal en route during the journey, and the passengers will not be allowed to purchase anything outside and anything from outside on their own. On arrival at the destination, state government to make all arrangements of their screening, quarantine if necessary, and further travel. Okay. Okay, so this is the news, and this is a good news for all those labor class or working class people who are stranded in different states. Now, moving ahead, now there are a series of meetings that was held by Prime Minister Modi ji. So let's review that. So PM's review meeting, first it was done with the civil aviation sector. So Indian airspace should be effectively used in such a manner that the flying time is reduced, benefiting the traveling public and also helping the airlines to save costs in close cooperation with the Department of Ministry Affairs. This was discussed in that particular meeting. One emphasis were also given on for generation of more revenue as well as to bring in more efficiency at the airports. The Ministry of Civil Aviation has been asked to expedite the process of handling over of at least 6 different airports on PPP basis. PPP is what? Public private partnership. Okay, so PPP is public private partnership. So Ministry of Civil Aviation has been asked by the Prime Minister to give at least 6 of the airport to PPP basis. Okay, to public private partnership basis by commencing the tender process within 3 months, in next 3 months, that too in next 3 months. Now the next meeting that was held was between PM and education sector. So the issues and reforms required in education sector, including national education policy, was discussed. Special emphasis was given on the use of technology, which basically includes online classes, education portal, and dedicated educational channels, especially making sure that they are also affordable at the same time. It was also decided to usher in educational reforms to create vibrant knowledge society. Prime Minister Modi ji has given a special emphasis on quality education and making India a global knowledge superpower. Okay, the other meeting was held between Prime Minister and the power sector. So discussions were made about the sustainability, resilience, and efficiency of this particular sector, on about enhancing the sustainability, resilience, and efficiency of the power sector. The discussions also included measures regarding ease of doing business, propagation of renewables, flexibility in supply of coal or continuity in supply of coal, role of PPP again, which is public private partnership, and boosting in investment in the power sector. He also said to work towards the goal of supplying 24/7 quality and reliable power to all consumers. There are still places or locations in India where 24/7 power supply is still a luxury. So power sector has been asked by the Prime Minister to work in towards that goal by supplying 24/7 quality and reliable power. Now we'll discuss some of the appointments that were made yesterday. So appointment first is Ajay Tirke. Shri Ajay Tirke assumed charge as Secretary of the Ministry of Women and Child Development in New Delhi. He is a 1987 batch IAS officer of Madhya Pradesh cadre. Further, Professor Shobhana Narasimhan, she has been elected as an international honorary member to the American Academy of Arts and Sciences, which is a very, very big achievement. She is from the Theoretical Sciences Unit at the Jawaharlal Nehru Center for Advanced Scientific Research. Now, if you don't know about American Academy of Arts and Sciences, so the American Academy of Arts and Sciences honors scholars and leaders who have distinguished themselves in science, arts, humanities, and public life. And Professor Shobhana Narasimhan will join an elite list of already famous scientists, which is for example Charles Darwin, Albert Einstein, and a famous personality Nelson Mandela. Okay, now moving ahead, our another appointment was of Girdhar Armane, and he has been chosen as Secretary of Ministry of Road Transport and Highways. Earlier, he was serving as Additional Secretary in the Cabinet Secretariat, and he has also been a Joint Secretary in the Ministry of Petroleum and Natural Gas during 2012 and 14. Right. The last appointment that we'll be going to discuss today is of Arvind Kumar Sharma, and he has assumed charge as the Secretary of Ministry of MSME Department. Prior to this appointment, Shri Sharma was serving as Additional Secretary to Prime Minister's Office, that is PMO, and he is a 1988 batch IAS officer from Gujarat cadre. Okay, now let's talk about the current status of coronavirus and COVID-19 cases in India. So as of 2nd May 8 a.m., total number of active cases were 26167. Total number of cured charges has also increased. So it has increased up to 9950. Total number of deaths, unfortunately, is 1218 as of now. Now it's quiz time, guys. So let's discuss the questions. Who has been recently appointed as the Secretary of Ministry of MSME? So the correct answer for this is, we have already discussed, Arvind Kumar Sharma. Then, who has been recently appointed as Secretary Ministry of Road Transport and Highways? Your options are these, and correct answer is, of course, Girdhar Aramane. See, the thing is, I have chosen the same options in all these three questions. One more question will be there. So the reason for that is the appointments of these people have been have been at the same point of time, right? So this can easily create confusion, right? That is why I have chosen the same option, so that you'll get a clear view of the clear understanding of the type of question which can be asked in the examination. Who has been elected as an honorary member to the American Academy of Arts and Sciences? So she was Shobhana Narasimhan, Professor Shobhana Narasimhan. The correct answer is C. The last question for today is, what is India's place among the countries in volume of scientific publications? So the correct answer for this is, India's place is third place. Okay, the correct answer is option number B. Now the question for the day is, what is minimum support price and who regulates it? Right? And basically, what is minimum support price? Write a basic definition of what is minimum support price, and about after that, who regulates it or who controls it, which body governs it, will also be discussed. You can write that also in the comment section. So write your answer in the comment section. The correct answer will be discussed in tomorrow's session. Okay, guys, thank you. Till then, be safe and Jai Hind.